friends, this is Vicki with Grandma Vicki Crafts, and today I made the cutest little scarecrow out of Hula Skirt and a 12-inch wreath frame, piece of felt, and some other little supplies. So if this is something that you'd like to try to do, please follow me along now and I'll show you step by step how you too can make your little scarecrow for your door for fall. So let's make this cute little scarecrow wreath, shall we? So what I have here is a 12-inch wreath frame. Yes, 12 inches. And I got mine at a Toonie Looney store where I live here in Canada. My Dollar Tree only sells the larger ones at 14 inches or the smaller 8-inch ones. And I find that the 12-inch one, I like it better for these little 8-inch wreath attachments that I get from the Temu site. So I thought that was pretty cute. And this is going to be my little scarecrow. So along with this, I'm going to use a Hula Skirt that I got from the Dollar Tree. So we'll need that, and we'll need a couple of zip ties, and we'll need some scissors. So I'll start first by attaching this little wreath onto the frame with my zip ties. So my little wreath has a hole on the top and a hole on the bottom. So I took 2 zip ties and I went into the same hole at the bottom on the wreath frame here, but I put it around this one bar, one on either side of the bar so that it doesn't move on me. And then at the bottom, I've just placed the one zip tie and attached it to that bar that's running around there. So now I'll cut these zip tie ends off, and then we'll start with our hula skirt. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my hula skirt and I'm just cutting off 3 or 4 of these strands, just cutting them off at the top like that. And then I'm taking the 4 little strands that I've got here, and I'm kind of twisting this because I'm working on the back side. And this is quite snug to get in through behind this little sign and this first ring. And so I'm putting my skirt here through that bottom ring, and then I'm bringing it up, bringing all the strands up, and I'm pulling those all through that, and then I'm pulling that snug, and this is going to be the back, the hair for the back of my little scarecrow. And why I'm doing it this way to start with is because I want this ring right here, from here to here, to both of these little crossbars. I want them to be covered so that there's no bar showing by the time I'm finished, and he'll have hair hanging from the back there as well. So again, I have got just 4 little strands of this hula skirt, and I folded it in half like so, and then I'm just taking this and giving it a bit of a twist just so I can get it through the back side of my frame here easier. And I've got it pulled through, and I'll grab those ones there like that, and I'll just pull it through and then pull it tight, and there we have it. So we have the long strands coming down the back and just covering up the frame on this side. So I'm going to continue until I get to this bar Then I'm going to start on this side and I'm going to go down to that bar doing the same thing. Okay, so I got the one section across here completed, and now I'm starting on the second section, just from here all the way up to here. And so this is going to be our little scarecrow's hair back here. So again, I'm taking 4 strands of the hula skirt and I'm folding it down roughly in half. I'm giving it a twist, just a little twist in the middle, and that's only so I can get it to go up through between the frame again and up through by the ring on the wreath. So again, I'm going to just open it up and pull it through just like so, and then give it a tug, and there we are. So I'm just going to carry on and fill in this section now. So here he is so far, and I've got the back of his hair all done. So I've just gone ahead and I've tucked it through on the 3rd bar up. I've just pushed it all through, coming to the front. So now I'm going to start working on the sides. So I'm going to start at this crossbar here on the side, and the same over here on this crossbar. And I'm going to again take 4 strands of my little hula skirt, and I folded it in half, and I've just given it a little twist. That's just to help it go through the bar a little easier. And I'll put it through like so, and I'll open it up with my fingers again, and I'll pull all these strands through there, and we'll give it a pull. And there we have it. So then we'll have the start of our hair coming down on the sides. So I'm going to do that all the way across here and all the way across on here. So here he is so far again, and I've got my hair parts on these 2 rungs, crossbars there. So here we are, we're back, and I've got my little hula hair along these crossbars here and here. And so now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a haircut and get rid of some of this length that we've got on the go. So I'm not sure. I can always take more off if I feel the need after. But I think that's going to maybe look a little bit better, just to have it cut a little bit shorter. And it doesn't have to be perfect, that's for sure, because he is a scarecrow. So now I can get rid of all of this out of my way. And now what I'm going to do is I have put 1 strand here, and what I did was I took my 4 strands that I've been using, and now I'm cutting that in half, and then I'm folding that in half. And I'm just going to go along now and fill in a little bit more around, as I have been doing all along, but just to make it a little bit fuller, I think might be helpful now if I just put doubled up a bit there. So I'm going to do that along here and along here. I'll see how far up I want to go with that, but I'll be back to show you what I'm going to do as I go along. So this is how he's coming along. Now what I've done was I have taken 1, 2, 3, oops, 3 on each ring here of the thicker sections, and 1, 2, 3. And I did that on both sides. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to kind of tame it down just a little bit because it's getting pretty full, pretty full. But I also want to say that I've got some brown felt and I am going to make my little guy a hat. So it will look something like this, but he does need some bangs. So I'm going to do a row along here to give him some bangs. And I'm not so sure that I really need any more up in here because he will have his hat on. So I'll just go and we'll see what it's going to look like and I'll keep you posted. Now, as I had said earlier, I had pushed all of his hair through that top rung at the back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run just a bead of glue just around this part of this ring here and just push the hair onto that just to keep it at the back. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I think I'll just put a little bit of glue in under here and just kind of tack it down a little bit so it isn't quite so bushy. So here he is again, and I gave him some bangs. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see, what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So 4 on each side of that crossbar in the middle. And then I just snip them with my scissors so that we can still see his eyes because he's a pretty cute little scarecrow. But I really don't think I'm going to do anything up here. I will glue, hot glue, these strands and trim a bit more so that we can still see some more of his face. But then when I get his little hat on, and we're going to make his little hat here out of this brown felt. Then that's going to look pretty cute, I think. So now I'm going to go finish this, glue his little bangs down in places just a little bit, and then we're going to work on his hat. So I did decide that I thought that he looked better even to have the bar covered up on the top. So I've got one more of my little bundles of 4 to put in here, and then I've got all the bars covered. And I put these in and I'm pulling it to the back. Just like so. So then that's the back of him. And this is still going to be covered with the hat up top, but it just gives them a more finished look, and I like that much better. So now I'm going to work on the hat. So I have taken just a piece of paper and I made myself a little template. And this is 13 inches across. So it'll be 13 inches this way because this is a 12-inch wreath form. And then my felt that I purchased from Michael's is 12 by 18. And that's the skew there for anybody that would want to get this particular felt. And it is 12 this way by 18 across. So I've made my little hat template 13 by 12. So I'm going across the 18-inch part and I'm going up to the 12-inch. And I'm going to trace this out and cut out on both pieces. So I have a front and a back. And then I'm going to glue all around from one bottom corner up and around to the other bottom corner. I'll let that dry really well because I'm going to hot glue it, not sew it. You could sew it if you have your machine out and handy. I don't. So I'm going to hot glue it and then I'll wait for it to dry fully and then I'm going to turn it outside right. So here we are. His hat is on his head. Now I have glued it all along from the bottom all the way around to the top and down. And then I just cut out a little fringe out of the felt piece, just kind of like that. I just eyeballed it and made a little fringe. Now it is a little bit top heavy, so if you want to stuff it, you could maybe do so. I'm going to hot glue mine so that it catches on to the sides of his hair here. Then I'm going to be using the rest of the rope that the hula hoop skirt came on, and I'm going to just tie that around his hat down here, like so, and just cinch it in a little bit and tie it in a bow. And then I have made him a little bow tie. I just used just some ribbon, leftover ribbon that I had, some fall ribbon. And I used 7 inches to make the bow. It was a 7-inch strip. And I'll be hot gluing that down under his chin. So now what I did, I can show you quickly here. I have my ribbon and I took 7 inches and I folded it at that mark, like so. And then I folded it in half again. Then I just cut it off there. And then I just cinched it up in the middle with my fingers. And actually what I did was I just used a piece of raffia and I tied that around the middle. Then I just fluffed out both sides of my bow here. Then I took a wee piece of this ribbon and I'm going to hot glue that around the center of my ribbon. And that's his little bow. So it's really easy to do. So I hope that helped you. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue his hat down on here. Then I have just a couple of little pieces of ribbon and whatnots here. And I'm going to hot glue those up there on the top of his hat. I found a little spider ring and I thought maybe on his bow tie, once I get my little piece hot glued on there, I might put a little spider on there as well. So we'll see how this looks when I get back here. So here he is. He's all finished up and I think he turned out really, really pretty cute. So he's got his little bow tie on and he's got a spider on his bow tie. I put another little spider just on the corner of his hat, and I put another little spider crawling up to the side of his hat there, right on the bow. So I forgot to mention about a hanger, and I almost forgot to put one on. So what I did was I went back up underneath here with my hand, and I took just a zip tie, just a small zip tie. I just poked 2 little wee holes in the felt, and I put that through put the zip tie through and just closed it together. Then I just put another little piece of ribbon over top of that. I did put a little bit of hot glue just down there as well, just to hold the zip tie. But as long as you glue your hat down onto the frame really well on the sides, I don't think it will fall off your door. But anyhow, so there it is, our little scarecrow wreath, and I think he turned out really cute. So if this is something that you'd like to try to do, I hope my instructions were not too bad. I know it was a little time consuming and a little bit long, this one, but I think in the end, he turned out kind of cute. So if this is something that you'd like to try, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, comment on my channel too, tell me what you think about the little scarecrow. And always remember to be kind. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.